Hi, my name is Helena Jones, and I'm one of the youth interns with the Congress of Black Women of Manitoba. And this tutorial is all about Microsoft Word and some of the questions that some people may have about it. So the first thing we're going to start off is talking about the step before working with Word, buying the correct Microsoft Office packages. And as you can see on the slide here, I've listed off 4 of the packages that Microsoft Office has, and it really depends on your needs which one you buy, whether you're buying for just one PC for personal use versus for work, or maybe you have like 4 or 5 PCs at home. You may want to buy a larger, more inclusive package. It really depends on your needs. So you can either consult a youth intern like myself from the Congress about which package is good for you. Someone even at Staples or Future Shop or anywhere you go where you're buying it will be able to help you out with that. And really you'll make the final decision on what suits you best. So then the next thing when talking about Word is knowing the different versions of Word and which one you have, because Word goes through a change every couple of years or so. And then the versions are different between having a MacBook, like an Apple product, versus a Microsoft or other product like that. So this is just a list of the older versions. Most people don't have a lot older than Word 2003. So it shouldn't be too different to the current versions of Word that some people may be using, but there will be some documents that you may have difficulty opening, so that's where you may run into an issue. If you have an older version of Word, you may think about updating it. So the next thing we'll look at is basically the main part of what I would say a lot of people have confusion with would be the Word toolbar. And as you can see on the toolbar here, it has pretty much all your basic font options. Bold is B, italics is already the little italics I, and underline. And then the cool thing about these little boxes is they have that little arrow in the corner there. It says like a little dialog box arrow, and if you click on that arrow, the text box will pop out, so you can have it as a separate window while you're working if you prefer to have it that way. And then you have your other options at the very top, like save, do not forget to save your work, and undo, and then you can switch between tabs. On the newer versions of Word, you have those little tabs at the top like home, edit, page, that kind of thing. So you can edit your page layout, stuff like that, going through the tabs. So depending on what you need, like page layout will have stuff about margins and spacing and stuff, whereas the home will have your basic font and text kind of spacing and editing. Yeah, so then the next thing we're going to look at is kind of page layout. Like headers and footers are really important when you're looking at making important documents like publications or essays, anything usually you're handing to someone else. And you usually will include, like your last name, a page number, that kind of thing, or the title of the work you're working with. And the header is obviously at the top of the page. There are kind of 2 ways you can get to the header on new versions of Word. If you just click at the very top of the page a few times, it should let you edit that header right away. If not, then you should go to edit on your version of Word, and then it should say header or footer somewhere in there, and then it'll open up that way. And you can pretty much type in whatever you need there and edit the text in that header or footer the same way you would regular text. And as for spacing and margins, as you can see, the images are pretty clear in this one, where to find it. Most documents that you have to hand in, I would say for academic work, is usually double spaced, so that's an important thing to remember. And Microsoft has a function with the margins where you can pretty much just select normal, and everyone pretty much uses the 2.54 centimeter spacing for margins, and that's usually what it's set to. And this is just a image to show you some important terms. So if you're ever talking to customer support or someone over the phone needing assistance, They may say, do you see this box or do you see this pane? And those are just important terms to know. And now we're gonna move on to keyboard shortcuts. And these are just neat little tips and tricks to make your life a little easier. I often use the Control A, which just selects all the text, or and it works out of Word as well. Like if you're on Google and you need to select everything in the little search bar and you want to delete all of that, I just press Control A, selects all the text, and then I press the backspace and it deletes everything. It's really handy. And then the other ones I use it intermittently. The text ones are easiest to remember because they start with the letter that they apply to. So bold, Control B, Control I, and Control U are all the text ones. So those make a lot of sense. And then there's just a note there about if you're ever stuck, if you have a frozen screen, or if something's not working correctly, you can Control Alt Delete and kind of get out of that Open Task Manager, start again. And finally, just a little tips page. The newer versions of Word have this really awesome function where you can recover your work. So for whatever reason, like I was mentioning, if your computer gets frozen or anything like that, and you need to turn it off for whatever reason, and you're worried about losing your work, the newer versions of Microsoft will save your work automatically. It'll recover those in case you need them. So when you open up your computer again, it'll come up with a blank document, and on the left side there's a little toolbar type thing, and it'll have your most recent work that you didn't save, and you can go back into that and save it. And obviously, if you ever have any questions, feel free to contact the Congress of Black Women. We're in the office every Saturday, so you're welcome to give us a call, shoot us an email, and we'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much.